Hello there, and welcome to another episode of Cutting Through the Bullshit. I am your host, Dr. Stephanie Snyder, and I am a high-performance mentor. Through my unique blend of strategy, mindset, and intuition, I help men and women to cut through the BS in order to create the life and business they desire. So I didn't want to show up today. I had a great weekend in St. Augustine with a girlfriend. It was a little girls' weekend, and I came back tired. Traveling, as well as not sleeping in your own bed, you just kind of come back tired sometimes. And so I really didn't feel like doing anything today. And I sat with myself with it for a few minutes, and I then coached myself through it. So here's kind of the situation, we'll call it. Oftentimes, when we start to do our life's work, there's this little thought, and maybe it's at the beginning of our life's work or wherever, where we think, oh, it's going to be easy. And easy means that you have no bad days and you wake up excited and you're always like high vibe, right? That is not actually the case. Okay, sorry, spoiler alert. Don't mean to burst your bubble, but when you start to refine yourself, make changes, there are days where you're not going to want to do it. And it's so important on those days that you still show up for yourself and the vision and where you're headed. And so that means, maybe a week into your diet, your new nutrition plan. I hate to even use the word diet because there's so much around that. But let's say you're a week into the new nutrition plan and you're like, I've been so good. Let me just give myself a little cheat day, right? Because I don't feel like eating that stuff today. You could give yourself a little cheat day and then get right back on it. Or you could just keep going. And so many of us are really quick to sprint out of the gate with something. We're gung-ho, we think, okay, this is the thing, we're going to be really great at it, we're going to be really excited about it, and then our excitement kind of wanes about 3 weeks in, and we're bored, and we want to change it, because it's no longer exciting. It's now just stuff that we do, right? Been there, done that, right? For sure. I was actually talking to my girlfriend about it this weekend. There's excitement around something new because it's new and it's different and it's fun, right? Sometimes it's fun and you just kind of want to see how far you can go with it. And then, we kind of get distracted or life takes over and the new thing goes onto the back burner because you just didn't have the bandwidth for it. Well, starting anything is going to be that way. But in order to stick with it, you really have to decide who it is that you're going to be. Who are you going to be? Did you make a decision or a choice? And I've talked about this before. This is so important. The words that you use when you speak to yourself are so important. A decision means to cut yourself off from any other thing. And oftentimes we don't spend enough time actually thinking about this decision and what it means. Because maybe we decide to be wealthy. We're like, oh, it would be really great to be wealthy. Okay, what does that mean? What do you have to do on a day-to-day basis? Because yes, it would be great to be wealthy. But what do wealthy people do? Well, they know where their money's going. They track it. They don't beat themselves up for it, right? It's a very objective kind of a view on wealth, okay? But not everybody has the bandwidth to do that. And so I was watching this, I actually saw this Instagram reel, I can speak today, Instagram reel one time, and he said there's 3 steps in order to create the success that you want. And the first step is having the vision. Where is it that you want to go? And then 2, making the decision that that's going to happen. And then 3, it's a daily choice. It is choosing and deciding daily that is where you're headed. And so, yeah, I made the decision for my coaching business that this was going to be part of it. My YouTube channel was going to be part of it. So yeah, I didn't want to show up today, but it didn't really matter if I wanted to or not, because I decided that this was going to be an outlet for my coaching business. And so it became a non-negotiable. Again, so many of us can struggle with these kind of decisions because we're not honest about what it's actually going to take from us. Or we bite off way more than we can chew at the beginning. Right? I see this a lot with people who are starting the entrepreneurial journey in any kind of any kind of shape. And they immediately say, well, I work full time, so I don't have 8 hours a day to spend on my business. Cool, that's great. You don't need 8 hours a day to spend growing your business at the very beginning. You can do it in 10 minutes, depending on what it is, right? There's going to be a learning curve at the beginning. But it's about being incredibly honest with yourself about what you can handle. And a lot of people don't do that. And so they start the thing and then they get bored with it, or it takes a back burner. I see this a lot with moms. They don't actually commit to it, right? There's a company, Beachbody. Maybe familiar with it. Their logo for years, I don't know if it still is, was decide, commit, succeed. And it's making that decision and then committing to the daily actions, and then you succeed in the long run. It's very beautiful byline, actually. I love it. And so when it comes to these things, yes, it's going to require you showing up on days that even though you don't want to be there, right? I equate this a lot to being an entrepreneur. I equate it a lot to being a mother, because there are some times that I'm real tired and I don't want to be mom today. That's not a choice. I don't have that choice. The decision was already made when my baby's, right? It's no longer a choice. It's okay. Knowing that I'm really tired and I don't necessarily want to do this thing, how can I still show up for myself? How can I honor myself and continue to build the trust with myself by showing up? And it doesn't have to be this crazy thing where you spend hours a day doing it, right? And being honest is the best part of it. I just shared a little, I said today's one of the days where I share in my Overjoyed Moms Facebook group, and I really didn't want to share something. I was actually debating whether or not I was going to copy something that I had previously written and just share it in the group. I said, you know what? No, we're going to be very honest about this. And so I shared. I don't want to be productive today. I just kind of want to lie around. And that's okay. I can still be productive and lie around. If I don't have the bandwidth to spend 4 hours doing something, I can do it in 10 minutes. And then it's done, and it's no longer lingering, and I can move on and be quote unquote lazy the rest of the day. So really is this beautiful balance that I've found. I can be very honest with myself about the things, and I know that I'm still going to make progress because I am being honest with myself about the things. So if it is something that you truly desire to go after, there is a vision for your life and you want to build it, you are going to have to show up on the days you don't want to. It's part of emotional intelligence. It's part of being an adult, right? Like, kids do things that feel good. Adults do the things that may not necessarily feel good, but it will get them to where they want to go. So, I hope you enjoyed this little episode. I'm now feeling much better. I do enjoy these things. They do lift me up. And it's my record day, so I'm going to dive into the next episode right here. But if you have any questions or you're interested in my support as you navigate life, I would love to have a conversation with you. You can find me on Instagram. You can head over to or subscribe to my YouTube channel here. I love that. Thank you for the new subscribers. We have some new people on the channel, so I appreciate you. And if you have any questions, again, reach out to me. You can find me on Instagram, Stephanie Snyder, Ph.D., or head over to my website, stephaniesnyderphd.com. And I look forward to seeing you somewhere on the internet. I hope that you have a beautiful rest of your day. And as always, be you, because the world needs more of you. Bye.